Well, hello, church family. I just want to bring a word to encourage your heart today as we are journeying through this fast together. I remember when I was in college, I had a young woman that I was an accountability partner with, and we had decided, let's set aside 3 days to fast and seek the Lord, to give up food and just to press into God. And I remember as we started this fast and we were only drinking water and juices, we were doing our best to seek the Lord in prayer and be in the Word and set aside extra time. But boy, as a young woman stepping into this type of fast for the first time, I quickly found that I needed some encouragement. So I would turn to my friend and I said, I just want to eat something. I don't know if God's really in this. Do I keep going? And we could just be an encouragement to each other throughout the fast to not give up. As God would speak to us as we were seeking Him, we would share it with one another and just be so encouraged by the work of God in our lives. And so what I want to encourage you with today is that there are times where we are called to a time of prayer and fasting where it's just between us and the Lord. But Pastor has invited us to a corporate fast. So there are brothers and sisters within our church who are on the same journey as you. And I just want to encourage you to link arms with someone throughout this fast. You may find that as you go throughout these 21 days, that you will have a day where you might feel a little weary, where you might feel like you need some encouragement, or you might want to reach out because you realize, wow, this 21 days, I need someone to lean on. I need to find some encouragement. In fact, I want to read a scripture to you out of Exodus 17. This is where Moses is standing as the leader of God's people, the Israelites, and he finds himself needing some help. He doesn't want to stand alone, but he needs some support by those around him. In Exodus 17:12, it says, when Moses' hands grew tired, they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. Aaron and Hur held his hands up, one on one side and one on the other, so that his hands remained steady until sunset. Friends, we might need some encouragement throughout this fast to remain steady. So again, who can you reach out to during this fast? Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's someone within your Connect group. Maybe it's a dear friend in the church that is also doing the fast right alongside. As we reach out to one another and we journey through this fast together, I think there can be a lot of benefits. Just like my friend and I, we can find encouragement on those days where we might be growing weary, where we might be growing tired, and say, hey, I'm on day 4. Can you please pray for me? I'm really being tempted today, or I'm really feeling discouraged in my heart. We can reach out to encourage one another. We can also be an encouragement to those that are encouraging us. So through calling that friend, through texting that friend, maybe a scripture that the Lord has encouraged you with, you can be a blessing to somebody else during this fast. We can also share prayer requests or the things that we're seeking God about. Ask them to pray with you for that breakthrough. Ask them to stand in faith with you, to believe God to do what you're asking Him to do. There are so many wonderful parts of journeying through this 21-day fast together. And so I would encourage you, don't do it alone, but ask God, who can I reach out to? Who can I begin to open up to sharpen, to encourage, and I can also receive encouragement from them. One of my favorite parts about doing a fast with someone else, including them in the process, sharing the journey with them, is I love to share what God is speaking, and I love to celebrate what God is doing in someone else's life as well. And so you might find that God speaks to you in the first week of this fast, or maybe at the very end, as you recap and consider all the things that God did in your heart. This person that you journeyed with, you can begin to share and give God glory and give Him praise for the things that He encouraged you with. And in turn, you can also celebrate with somebody else as you prayed and believed for breakthrough with them for their need or their petition that they were bringing before the Lord. Maybe you'll get to celebrate with them as well. And so be encouraged today. You're not on this journey alone. This is a corporate time of fasting and prayer and leaning into the Lord. And so find that person, just like Moses did, where you can lean upon them and they can encourage you throughout this process, and you can encourage them as well. God bless.